Hi, my name is Zoe and I'm a scientist at the University of Birmingham, and I'm going to tell you today a little bit about something called X-ray fluorescence, which is a technique that the Mars rover is going to be using to look for signs that life once existed on Mars. So X-ray fluorescence uses X-rays, and they're the same X-rays that the hospital might use if they're going to if you've broken your arm and they want to take a picture of that broken arm to see what's gone wrong there. Okay, so it uses X-rays and it uses something called fluorescence. So to learn about fluorescence, we're going to try a couple of experiments using this special torch. This is a UV torch, okay, and we're going to shine that on a couple of things and see what happens. We've got here a mixture of washing powder, so that white powder that we put inside our washing machines, just mixed up in some water. And here what we've got is I've taken some spinach leaves and I've mushed them up in some alcohol. Okay, so we're going to shine our UV torch at these samples and see what happens. So I'll just turn off my light so that we can do that. So let's start with our washing powder. Here's our washing powder solution. So it's that sort of whitey coloured mixture there. And can you see if we shine the UV torch onto it, it glows incredibly brightly. It's got almost a sort of bluey colour to it, that whiter than white appearance. Okay, so we're shining the UV light onto that sample and it's giving back this incredibly bright white, bluey white light. So should we try our spinach leaves next? So spinach leaves, like lots of leaves, they're green, and what they have inside of them is something called chlorophyll. Okay, and chlorophyll is something that allows the plant to absorb energy from the sun and to make food for the plant. Okay, so when we mush up the spinach leaves in, let's use a normal torch here. When we mush up the spinach leaves in alcohol, the chlorophyll comes out and gives us this this green solution. And if we shine, this is rather beautiful, if we shine a UV torch on that, can you see it glows this beautiful sort of reddy purpley color? There we go, can you see that? Isn't that amazing? So what's happening when we do this experiment is we're getting fluorescence. Okay, and fluorescence is basically when you shine one type of light onto something and it gives you another type of light back. So we're shining UV light onto our washing powder and it's giving this beautiful bright bluey white light back, and we shine UV light onto our chlorophyll and it's giving us back this really nice sort of reddy purpley colored light. Okay, so X-ray fluorescence is a little bit like that. So you shine X-rays at something and then you get signals back from that, different types of light back from that. And depending on what's in your sample, the light that comes back from when you shine the X-rays on your sample, depending on what's in there, the light that comes back is going to be different. So we can use that to tell us about what is in things like rocks, for example. Okay, so for example, you look at this this is a piece of granite here. Can you see it's made up of lots of different chunks of different colors? So there's obviously lots of different types of material, different types of rocks within that little piece. So we've just made a sort of model of a rock here with just some chewy sweets all squished together. So if you imagine this is a little bit like this piece of granite with lots of different types of material all squashed together in one rock. So if you imagine you shone your X-rays at that pink bit, you're going to get one type of signal back, one type of fluorescence back. If you shone it at that white bit, it's going to give you another type of fluorescence back. Okay, so scientists, the instrument, the X-ray fluorescence instrument on the Mars rover, what it's going to do is shine X-rays at samples of rock that it collects from Mars's surface, and the signals that it gets back, the fluorescence that it gets back, is going to tell scientists what is in those rocks on the surface of Mars. And if we compare those signals that we're getting from the rock samples on Mars to rocks on Earth that we know have come from living creatures, from maybe the ancient shells of living creatures, then it gives us a clue that once there was life on Mars.